Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Earnest Earnest. I am the County Commissioner for Precinct 4 of Dunlap County. And I am coming to you with a very important public service announcement regarding the recent coronavirus outbreak. I just wanted to inform you, the public, that I do declare it is probably time to panic. I repeat, I do declare it is probably time to panic. We want you here at Dunlap County to have the best information you can. So I strongly encourage you that if you have something you need to know, go next door and ask your neighbor. They will tell you what to do. Also, if you are in need of any emergency supplies, I strongly, again, recommend that you go next door and ask your neighbor and possibly take what's theirs and make it yours. That's how bad it is. Anybody have any questions for me at this time?
Mr. Earnest,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Right there in the back.
I just wanted to know, could you expound on what sort of things people need to be asking their neighbors for and what things they might want to borrow?
Well, I would strongly suggest that you ask your neighbor what to do, because they'll know. Now, of course, the problem we run into is if you're going to their door, but they had the same idea and they're coming to your door to ask you what to do, and if that's the case, I suggest that you put your heads together and figure it out. Now, as regards what kind of supplies you should be asking your neighbors for, toilet paper, but if not toilet paper, corn tortillas do real nicely, as do newspapers, and my granddaddy used to use the Sears Roebuck catalog. I don't know if they still make that, but it's way better to replace toilet paper than it is to order out of. Anyhow, they probably ain't answering their phones.
Another question.
Yes, ma'am, right there in the back.
When did you first learn about this coronavirus business?
Well, I learned about this 3 weeks ago. Being the Commissioner, Precinct 4, Dunlap County, I have connections all over the globe. And I got intelligence out of China about 3, 4, 7 weeks ago. Regarding the coronavirus, and it occurred to me that this is going to be a real serious situation. So, yes, ma'am.
We're all real worried about the coronavirus, but...
Now, let me finish my story, and then you can ask your question. So, being a good, decent, dog-loving, patriotic American, I decided to call the White House and speak to Mr. Trump. However, they laughed at me. I called the governor, and they laughed at me too. I called everybody I could think of. I called my mother-in-law, and she laughed at me. But all I can say is, who's laughing now? Well, I would be if I hadn't run out of toilet paper.
Mr. Governor.
I'm not the governor. I'm the Commissioner of Precinct 4, Dunlap County.
Mr. Ernest.
Yes,
how
ma'am.
did you prepare at your home for this virus?
How did I prepare? Well, the first thing I did was I went into my neighbor's house at night and tried to figure out how much beans and rice he had. And then when I realized that he didn't have any, I tried to convince him to go buy some because I was not about to go and buy it for myself. So I did convince one or two of my neighbors to go out and buy supplies. And so if things really get down to the wire, I will simply go next door and ask them for assistance, as I have advised all of you in the public to do. Yes, ma'am.
As I was saying earlier, we're all really worried about the coronavirus, but I'm more worried about, is this going to affect your moonshining business?
Well, miss, to be honest, I'm expecting the moonshine sales to go through the roof.
Oh, good.
People could use it for antiseptic. There's two things you can do to help your health during this time, this public health crisis. And those are stock up on moonshine and drink lots of it. It sterilizes everything. And the second thing is make sure you're smoking lots of cigarettes, because if you smoke, the virus, it latches in the lungs. And that cigarette smoke makes sure that you kill that virus inside you. So the more you smoke, the less chance you have of getting seriously ill with the virus. It also does not hurt to vaporize some of the moonshine and inhale it. That also might help.
Any last comments before we go?
As I said before, there are some good there's some good things you can do. The main thing I would suggest is to panic and buy as much moonshine as you can. And then I think you'll probably be all right.
This is a disclaimer. Do not follow any of Earnest's advice. And wash your hands, don't touch your face. Stay safe out there.